Okay.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Small Talk. Well, my guest today, this is really, I think, very interesting. First of all, she works at, let's see, the film and television industry, but she is also, and I love this, an animal healer. That is so fantastic. Anyway, time to welcome Raven Light. Welcome to the show, Raven.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
Oh, it's just a pleasure. I'm just so excited about, especially the animal healing. But let's start with your acting career, though. Okay.
Well, I started acting in 2016 at a later age. My kids had all grown up, and I was like, what am I going to do? So I actually came over to Vancouver to do energy healing with people and tarot readings, and because I do holistic healing in general. And I wasn't having much success with that. So I did a little bit of background work. And then I was like, how do I get the job that you're doing, the PA job? So I applied for a PA job, got that. And then I decided that the people behind the camera were having way more fun than I was having. So I decided to get into acting. And I haven't looked back. It's my passion. It fuels my soul. And yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
It's
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, I understand because I've been on stage, not so much acting, like I did some student films, but there's something about it that is so enjoyable. But because of where I live, everything's in Vancouver and I live in Chilliwack, and it's like
okay.
it could be like another planet sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. But the thing, yeah, I mean, you can self tapes and everything, or you don't have to be in Vancouver for that, but still getting out here to be on set first. Yeah,
Or
it's
just for
challenging.
an audition, you go down and you're there for 10 minutes. It took you 2 hours maybe with the traffic to get there.
Exactly, exactly. It can be challenging for sure.
Yeah, then you just move on to other things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
now film and television is kind of the same as far as being in front of the camera is concerned, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
all those takes, and it's different from doing stage, for instance.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've done one stage play, which was actually amazing. I did a dinner theater play, at one of the Caveman Cafe restaurants.
Mhm.
And I played the Queen, Queen Elizabeth.
All right.
And it was quite lovely, actually. I loved it.
Very
It was
good.
kind of cool. It was spoof, right? So I was like I had a gray wig and this beautiful, cool gray dress. Yeah, because you can't do any takes. You have to do it all in one go for a
Mhm.
theater. It's not like in film you can do different takes and you can have like 10 takes and then pick the best one,
Yeah.
right?
And
Yeah.
then, of course, you have to project being on stage, right?
Yeah, you have to project your voice, your energy, and all that stuff. So the audience goes, "Yay!" Right? So and if they don't, oh well, whatever.
Well, when you're doing stand up, you don't want them to not react.
No, you want them to react when you're doing stand up, either way, but hopefully with clapping and laughing. But
Yeah.
stand up is a totally different thing. I did stand up once, and it was really interesting. I thought I'd be really scared and nervous. Everyone's, oh my God, stand up. I'm like, no, it'll be fine. I got up there and I did my thing, and people actually laughed at my jokes and they clapped. I was like, wow, that's amazing. But then COVID hit, and yeah, so I haven't really got back into that. So,
So now
but.
tell me about animal healing, like, because that's really a specialized, I would say, something. Not everybody can.
Yeah, and not very many people do animal energy healing. You have to absolutely love animals. You can't just go, oh, I like you dog, I like you cat, but I don't want, there's people
Mhm.
that just tolerate dogs and cats, but you have to have a love for animals and be able to connect with them on an energetic level as well as just having a love for them. You have to be able to tune into them. It takes patience and compassion and a whole other way of being, because animals they want to be understood. They want
Yeah.
people to go, hey, can you listen to me? I mean, I see dogs and people walking their dogs, and the dogs are like, but I want to do this, and the owner's going, no, you can't do that, and the dog's like, and the dogs are barking. That's how they talk.
Mhm.
Dogs, that's how dogs talk to people,
Yeah.
people are going, don't barking, stop barking. It's like, well, we talk, they talk, right? Um, and unless you're absolutely in tune with your animals, and same with cats. Cats, they're very aloof. I love cats. Cats are my favorite. I have cat earrings. I had a cat. I've had cats most of my life. Um, they are a different type of species than dogs. Dogs want to be good boys and girls. They want to please their people. But they also want to be understood because there's some breeds are a lot smarter than other breeds. Some breeds are just kind of like dogs, and other breeds are highly intelligent. Cats are intelligent. Cats are from a different plane of existence as far as I'm concerned. They are magic. They have a way about them that is mysterious, and they tend to seem aloof and non-responsive a lot of time, but they're just going, humans, God, they're
Yeah.
not listening to us again. Let's move over there. So you have to really be able to, and you have to just like breathe and talk to your animal and listen with your heart rather than your head, because that's where all the information comes from. Sometimes they give me messages, and then I do healing. If they're sick, I mean, had a friend who her cat had a tumor in its stomach, poor thing. And so I did some energy healing on it, and I sat with it for a couple hours every week, and it lived for another 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. So
Awesome.
I don't really work with behavioral stuff because because people's owners, they have to be consistent with it. It has to be consistent.
Yeah.
And sometimes people, they get lazy, they don't be consistent, and then they go, "Oh, my dog still isn't all, I told you."
Yeah,
So
a totally different thing, eh? Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah.
So I work with dogs that are ill. I remember one time I was in India, there was a dog that was a street dog that was limping, and it actually came up to me and stuck its butt in my lap, and I'm like, oh, okay. So I just put my hand on it and did some stuff and did some energy healing on it, and then it just walked away without limping. I was like, oh, that's cool. I still have
Wow.
it. So I started getting back into doing the whole energy healing. That was in 2009 and 10.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
after this interview, listen, we have to talk because I got to tell you some stories about animals and mostly with dogs how they've done what they've done for me, and it's pretty interesting, you know.
Hmm. Well,
Um,
sorry, go ahead.
well, my daughter had a cat that well, she's got a different one now. The other one passed away, but I loved her attitude. It was so bad. But I loved it, you know.
Yeah, cats can be like, or they can be like, oh, just keep cuddling me, you know.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, cats are they're special. To me, they're special. They're the specialists of all semi-domestic. And I call them semi-domestic because I, in my opinion, cats should be indoor, outdoor, but that's a whole other topic. You have to go there. But because they actually need the nighttime, they need the moonlight and the starlight to to regenerate themselves.
Mm.
So, or else take them for walks on leashes and harnesses if you can. Um, but so yeah, I've been doing this on and off my whole life. I was born with these gifts. I came into the world with this energy healing thing. But of course, when I grew up, it was, it was weird and different, and it's just like, yeah, I know you're a crazy person, like,
Some
oh,
people
look at her, she's not
some people
normal.
still look at it that way.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know. Trust me, I know. I tell people the cats are psychic, and they go, huh?
So typically, who are the people who would contact you, or does that how it work?
Yeah, I do word of mouth. People that want to have alternate medicine for their animals. I mean, you can of course still use what the vet prescribes if it's absolutely necessary. But I find most vets, they will prescribe things. People that have animals that have chronic illnesses, animals that are, mostly chronic, and if they want to communicate with their cat, if they want to know what their cat's going through, if their cat is not feeling, if their animal's behavior changes and they're like more lethargic, I can help them figure out what their animal wants, because I can actually sometimes really communicate and hear what the cats and dogs are saying, and horses and whatever,
Yeah.
snakes are a totally different category. They're harder to understand, but they still communicate. Um, but yeah, they want to be heard. They want to, yeah. I mean, it's because an animal doesn't speak human doesn't mean they're not speaking. right?
Yeah, well, you think about how hospitals or some places will allow somebody to bring like a dog in, for
Hmm.
instance, and that dog just knows and it can go connect with people that just need to be touched by, or that they want to touch something or,
Hmm.
right? And I think those are like, I wish there was more of that so people can actually see
Yeah.
and animals, how they can help humans.
Oh yeah, cats are amazing here, and so are dogs. There are dogs out there that are actually healer dogs. Um,
Hmm.
I have a friend or an acquaintance that has a dog who is a healer dog, and he helps her in her healing practice. It's quite amazing actually, and cats too. Cats, because a cat's purr is quite therapeutic. If you put a cat on if you have a cat and you put them on your chest and if you're feeling ugh, they will purr, and the vibration of the purr will dissipate the feeling. I mean, I remember one time I was rent evicted and I was like, "Ugh." My cat would was with me constantly. He was always with me. And he would sleep by my side, he would sleep on my chest, and I'd be sitting in the chair and he'd just come up and I'd be feeling so much better
Right.
because,
Yeah.
trying to find a place in Vancouver can be stressful. Um,
Another
yeah.
interesting thing too is I was thinking about it. I think my daughter and I had the same experience. Her cat used to come to my place for sleepovers.
Mm.
We shared her cat in a way.
Nice.
Um, but I would get my leg would ache during the night, and the cat would lay just touch, right next to my leg.
Mhm.
It's kind of interesting how they just have they feel
They
it,
know.
or however it is. Yeah.
Yeah, they can I think they can feel it. They can sense that there's something going off. I was in my friend's car the other day. She was driving me somewhere and she had her dog there and I have an abscess right now and I'm dealing with. But he started licking right here. And I'm like, "Oh, that's interesting."
Yeah.
Because he's a healer. He's a healer. I mean, dogs and they just know. They
Yeah.
have this innate thing. They can either smell it or they can sense it or it's part of their. And I think that's one of the reasons they're here for us is to help us heal and move on with our stuff, right?
Yes.
So and also, if they get sick, then we help them, right? It's a symbiotic kind of, is that the right word? I think that's the right word. Relationship. We help each other,
Yeah.
right?
I want to tell you about a unique experience I had, if you don't mind, with
Go ahead.
the dog. Like for years I've seen cat and dog spirits, mostly cats,
Mm,
but occasionally dogs. But then suddenly I was seeing rats and like rodents, and that felt really bad. I went to in Chilliwack we have a Buddhist nunnery run by a woman, Venerable Yin Kit.
okay.
So I went to see her for a visit just because she invited me, and they got a whole new facility. They have a dog, a rescue dog. So
Mm.
they were taking me, her and her sister were taking me to their meditation room, and the dog kept trying to block me and block me and block me. And they were shocked, but they said the dog never acted with anybody like that before.
Oh, wow.
But she was fine once I got to the meditation room.
Hmm.
When I got home, there was no more rodents. That the rodent spirits were gone. So I took contact my as an elder, an
Uh-huh.
indigenous elder, and he explained to me how dogs have that ability.
Wow, that's very cool. That's very cool.
Yeah, I love
That's,
that. I love stuff like that. I'm all for
oh
it.
yeah, me
You
too.
know.
I think that's very cool. Because I mean, we see our world as black and white,
Mm,
you know.
yeah,
It's this way, it's that way, it's this way, that way. There's nothing beyond,
yeah,
and there's so much more to this existence than this existence. I mean, and this is the thing that, and horses, horses are so special. You get on a horse and they transform you. They have like, I remember horseback riding one time and I had been thrown years and years ago. And I was always, since then I've been nervous of being on a horse. So I got on this horse and I'm like, you know,
yeah.
because of that one silly experience, it kind of got lodged in my system, anyway. And he said to me, he goes, "I'm not going to hurt you. You're going to be okay." I'm like, "Okay, cool." And I could hear him as like I can hear you talking.
Hmm.
He
Hmm.
said that to me. He goes,
Right.
"I'm not going to hurt you. You'll be okay. We're fine." sort of
Wow.
thing. I'm like, cool, okay. So and then off we went. He was great. We did a little trot, we did a little gallop, we did this, we did that, and he just had my back he had my butt the whole time, right? So
Now, I know you mentioned that you used to do tarot. Do you still do that occasionally or?
I do occasionally. I do. Yeah, I'm definitely open to doing more oracle cards than tarot
Mhm.
and intuition.
Yeah,
I don't predict someone's future. Help them look at where they need to work on, what they need to work on,
good,
and how they can work on it to get to that next level of of what they need to do.
good. Yeah, yeah. I like that
Along
idea, yeah.
Yeah, like, yeah, no, I mean, people think sometimes that tarot readings and oracle readings are predicting the future. It's like, no, it's
Well,
just,
if when you do it, after a while. A lot of people want to know the same thing, Am I going to find true love? Is he cheating on me? Or
yeah, or am I going to be rich and famous or,
yeah.
whatever? Yeah, well, yeah, I got to work on that too, It's a
It's
work in
sometimes the
progress.
same stuff, and you think, you really try to be more like you. Well, you don't say it to them, but you're going to think of people. Try to be more like what's the word I want? A little bit more
Yourself.
depth. Maybe.
Yeah, depth. Yeah, depth. Give me something, but sometimes I can tap into something. I mean, if so, it depends. If someone's closed off, it's harder. If
Oh
I
yeah.
can tap, yeah, because I start with a little meditation, some breathing work and stuff, and
Mm,
then I go in. And if someone has underlying issues that are blocking them from finding the true love or, being rich or having the right job or whatever, then that's what I work with. That's what
okay,
and everyone has blocks about something.
for sure.
There's no one's immune to that. That's it. This is
Yes.
the thing with dogs and cats. They want to heal. They want to work through their stuff. They want to live their best lives. And like I said, they want to be good dogs and cats and they want to. That's the reason I've started working with animals. So I find, no offense to the beautiful, beautiful audience out there, but I find that a lot of people are scared to heal and scared to go through the process of healing because it brings up stuff. It
Right.
brings up issues and they don't want to face, and so they keep it down, and then there's not much I can do if people wanted it. That's why I
Yeah.
decided to start working with animals instead of people.
And if they would only realize, like when you start talking about what the things you're trying to hide, it's very freeing.
Oh, it is. It is. It's totally freeing. And the other side is just like, ah,
Yeah, it's not what they
it's
think.
yeah. I mean, yeah, yeah. I mean, myself, I started my healing journey in 2009. My father passed away and he left me some money and I changed my life. I moved off. I was living in Pender Harbor
Mhm.
and moved down to Roberts Creek. I went to India to an ashram, and I completely transformed. I mean, this I went to this Sri Satya Sai Baba ashram in Puttaparthi. You've heard of it?
Vaguely, I don't know much about it though.
Yeah, it's. I mean, he actually died in 2011. Um, but It's 1 minute, this guy was magic. I mean, he was just like working with me in the background continuously. 1 minute I'm crying, 1 minute I'm laughing, 1 minute I'm just like, it's like, I don't want to go, oh, say Bob in your eyes, say Bob in your eyes. Well, huh?
Yeah.
So, but it was quite transforming and it pushed me on my way to some deep, deep healing. And I did so much healing. And actually in 2012, I don't know if we have time, but I found out that I was half Sami. Sami are the
What
indigenous
again? Half what?
Sami. Sami are the indigenous reindeer herders of Finland, Sweden, and Norway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, that was a huge like what? I was just, yeah, it was huge. And then it sort of explained why I am the way I am, because I've always been with like animals and plants and plant medicine, not the psychedelic plant medicine, but, medicine that can repair your body and things like that. And always been into I guess, esoteric practices and all my life. So
Cool.
it's, yeah.
So now people can reach you mainly on Facebook. Is that how they
Yeah,
would?
Facebook or Instagram is more for my acting page. But Facebook, yep, you can reach me on Facebook, Raven Light. And I have an open, I don't, you have to be friend of a friend, I believe, but you can message me. I believe you can message me on Facebook. So yeah, I will check my messages and
Okay,
stuff.
yeah. Well, when we finish this, just send me that what, you know, whatever it is you want them to, and I'll have it written down, you know.
Okay, okay,
And
perfect.
I'll add that to on your, when I do your interview, when I put it on YouTube.
Okay.
Okay. So we're just about out of time, but to the audience that you've been listening to Raven Light, yeah, you know, this is really interesting, people. Like, for those of you who don't know about this, is you just listen to and open your mind a little bit, and it's really, really amazing how it can open your world. If you have a pet already, like, just be quiet and listen to what, or, you know, I don't mean listen here.
Yeah, listen to your heart.
Listen to your heart, what they have to say. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And
And just close your eyes and tune in. Just like just close your eyes and just
let
put
yourself
your
be.
hands on your dog's head or their heart area or whatever, and just sit with them, and they will appreciate that so much.
Yeah.
And you know, you'll have huge results if you can understand what they're trying to tell you or they're saying, or you know, they're not just being bad boys for barking or bad girls for barking, or you know, there's even if they change their behavior or something like that, tap into them. It's really, really important.
Very good. Yeah.
They have feelings just like we do. Mhm.
Thank you, Raven. And thank you, everybody, for watching the show. I hope you continue to do so. And remember, you've been listening to Raven Light. And
Thank you.
take care, everybody, and peace out. I got a heart somewhere. Peace out.
Peace out. Peace out. Peace in.
It's still taping, even though I ended it. That I don't know why it keeps taping, but I just want to. This is going to air October 4th
Okay,
at 4 o'clock. So once it's up on YouTube, I'll send you the link.
perfect.
It goes on Tumblr and X and LinkedIn.
Oh, cool. Oh, really? Oh, wow.
All those places. And okay, so
Okay.
and thanks again for doing this. You ever want to be back on the show? If you got something you want to share with the world, let me know, and I'll have
Yeah,
you.
well, thank you so much. How did I do? Did I do okay for my very first interview?
Yes, you were fine. You know, I find that when people talk about what they know or what they're passionate about,
Mm-hmm.
they do well.
Yeah,
Because it's
yeah.
what they want to share.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right? Anyways,
Yeah,
yeah, better. Like I said, this keeps taping for some
yeah,
stupid.
yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you very much, Nancy. I really
You're welcome.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.